downloading them. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken as legal advice. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Wow. Super exciting time to see everybody. Wow. I hope you had a great weekend. I had a busy weekend myself. A lot of moving, a lot of shuffling, and with family members and all of that. And plus, the warm weather that we're having here in Seattle, I try to take every opportunity to get outdoors as often as possible. I'm excited to see everybody. I would like to start off today with announcing a big offer that we are doing here at Creditor Academy for Masterclass members only. For Masterclass members only. And I want you to follow me on my train of thought of this, because this isn't just for people in the United States. This is for people all over the world. When I first started Creditor Academy and I was teaching about Patrick Devine, one of the big things that I wanted to establish was banker connections. And I got so many banker connections when I came out into Creditor Academy and went public. I had a lot of people that were following me, watching my content, and still to this day. There's one in particular banking connection that is one of my closest. I talked to this owner of a banking franchise that's over in Canada, and he has so many connections, and he opened the world to me because he was just like, you know, Paul Michael, in my realm, it's very difficult to get into private banking. It's a club. And unless you're in it, and unless you're willing to pay the credits or money, it's hard to get into. But I love what you're doing in America. I have heard, he told me, you know, I was really honored to hear him say this to me. But he's just like, I see what you're doing in America. I see how you're talking about not only teaching about the subject, but how seriously you take education. I really do take education seriously, because it's one thing to be a professor or a professional at a subject, but it's a completely other thing to be invested in education. Did you know education is different than teaching? You know, you can be a master at a subject, but to put it in a way that students can digest is a totally different strategy. This banker's connection in Canada is probably, it's my biggest connection yet. And I want to extend my banker's connection to everybody and everybody. I want to talk about the benefits of my Bankers Connect. So my Canadian Bankers Connect, if you haven't heard me tell this story before, there was a protest in Canada. Where the Canadians basically were going against Trudeau, and it was the truckers. And they were stationed outside of the Parliament building in Canada. This is the picture of the thing. It's made national headlines. Mandate means freedom. There was Canada border blockades. There was all these protesters. I mean, weeks and weeks. I mean, you had people with farmers' trucks pouring manure all over the Parliament building because people were up in arms and protest on the mandates that were put over Canadians. They all felt free. They felt like they had to defend their liberty. And then they came in, the enforcers, and everything changed. And they all dispersed over one executive authoritative measure. Okay, maybe a couple. But they sent out these officers to go to all of the people's trucks. Okay. And what they did is they went up to their trucks and they went to the back end of it. And on the back, they looked at their license plate. And what Trudeau did is he called up the major banks, almost all the banks in Canada, and cross-referenced these truckers' license plate numbers and said, this individual, I want you to shut down their bank account. I want you to make it so they can't access their funds. They can't get money out and they can't support their family. I want them snuffed out entirely. And they did it. They were writing down VIN numbers and as well as their license plates and trying to get names. They used facial recognition to go ahead and do it as well. Now, here's the great thing about it is that not every Canadian bank bowed to Emperor Trudeau at this time. A lot of banks resisted and said, no, these are our customers. These people, no matter what their political beliefs are, they are standing for freedom, for sovereignty, and for the Republic of Canada. And with all the maple syrup in mind, we are going to protect their bank accounts so they can feed their family with as many pancakes as they want. You know, oh, I love it. I love it. So my Bankers Connect was one of those. He said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It only lasted like 2 or 3 weeks, but over half of the banks in Canada, you know, bowed to the new to Trudeau and said, we shut down the bank accounts. We're not going to do it. And yeah, they really lost trust in the Canadians who were banking with them. These were big names in Canada as well. So my Bankers Connect did not. He had a couple franchise locations of his own brand that he had. And after that 2 weeks, 3 weeks was done, what do you think all the Canadians did who had bank accounts with funds, money, retirement, investments into that bank, or even CDs? You know, some of them were even brokerage firms. What do you think they did? They pulled all their money and investment out and they put it into the banks that resisted Trudeau's authoritative rule. And now he became an instant sensation, like almost overnight. I mean, he opened like 7 new branches after that. It was amazing. Amazing. True freedom fighter. So he's just like, man, I believe in the private, Paul Michael. And, you know, in Canada, we have our problems, but we're proud Canadians. But I really like the Constitution of the United States. I want to get into that market. I want to expand the market of the United States. And I think it needs to be based off of principles of sovereignty that you're teaching at Creditor Academy. So I said, okay, let's work out a deal. I want to work out a deal that's not only beneficial to my audience and my members, but also so then we can advance the sovereign movement. And he's like, I think I got the perfect thing. I think I got a starter. I got a starter. And that's where we got into our first level of a relationship, which is on the homepage of our website, which is the private merchant processing. There is nothing like it. It is unique only to Creditor Academy. And what it is we allow, or we create an environment to do private merchant processing where we process payments privately and get paid securely and stay in control. Because we give you the power to accept payments without compromising your sovereignty, your privacy, or your mission. We are built on a robust NMI and international banking platform. Plus, it's integratable with Shopify. And we want to provide you with an elite level of processing designed for those who operate in the private domain, not under the thumb of big tech or big banks. We do private merchant accounts, full Shopify integration, no freezes, no holds, no shutdowns, total privacy end-to-end, and custom rates with human support. Yeah, it's a great customer service line. This is what you get with the platform. And then this is who it's for. We cover every industry, where there's not an industry that we have seen that we do not cover. But we need to ditch Stripe. We need to ditch PayPal, and we need to ditch big tech, because they're the ones that are your overlords. Every time you want to operate in the private, you can have a business trust. Big tech is not going to accept your business trust. They are against the private completely. And that's what makes our platform unique. We accept business trusts, private membership associations, and all of that. And because the big tech companies are built for W-2s, corporations, and mainstream statutory compliance. You deserve a processor that works with, not against, your structure. Our private merchant processing is here to keep your autonomy, your terms, and your peace of mind. We would never shut you down. We're not here to shut you down. You need to keep private. So what we do is we have a special offer right now. So I want, and this is exclusively for members. It's not for the general public, but we're very serious about getting you guys into the private. So when you apply now to our merchant processing platform, we just ask you for very general information, right? Very general. You can have a public entity or a private entity, as it states right here, entity type. We have public and private. We also do LLCs and nonprofits, whether they're public or private as well. My special offer is to members only for a limited time, is that I'm going to donate my attorney for free to help you set up your merchant processing account. That means my attorney will do your articles of organization. My attorney will assist with your SS4 letter. My attorney will help you organize your business or personal statements. My attorney will help you with the customer service agreement. He will help you with the fulfillment agreement. He'll help you with the chargeback agreement. He'll help you with the CRM agreement. And he'll help you with the COAs. Everything that you need to submit for proper background. A lot of people, they don't sign up for merchant platforms because there's paperwork involved. They don't know how to fill out the paperwork. They don't know how to be structured properly. And especially when it comes to the private, it seems more alien. I mean, Stripe makes it easy. Hey, come to us. Sign up in 10 minutes. Just come with your business registered, statutory regulated business entity, and we'll tie you right in. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. And a lot of people are hung up because they're like, "Well, Michael, I don't know how to set up a private entity or put these contracts together." So, and I saw that. I got a lot of feedback about that. So I am getting involved because my banker wants to do business with you, because having a banker's relationship is just the first step to the bigger picture. It starts with merchant processing, but it gets you involved with an entity like a business trust and a merchant international banking platform to where you can do business around the world. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. If you go to Creditor Academy, some of you have seen my presentation for unincorporated business trusts, which I love it. It's in junior year of Creditor Academy if you go to our website. But junior year of Creditor Academy, we go over unincorporated business trust organizations. And what we do is at the very end, we talk about all the things you're going to learn in junior year. Instructions and strategies, how to name your trust, name registration issues with your business trust, how to select trustees and whatnot. I want to skip this for a moment, and I want to show you this last part, is that a business trust in section 45 is valid in 180 plus countries. A statutory business in the United States is not valid in 180 countries. It's only valid in the state that you register it in. So look at this puzzle piece I'm putting together for you. I'm giving you an entity that's valid in 180 plus countries, that's based upon the Constitution and the common law, which is the law to contract. And I'm pairing it with a private merchant processing platform with an international banker that's in these 180 countries and putting it together. That's powerful. That's very powerful. Because the first step in for you to operate into international commerce is to have three things. Number one, you need the knowledge. How do you do a business trust? How do I operate a business trust? How do I start a business trust? How do I get an EIN for a business trust? How do I open up a bank account for a business trust? And on and on and on. That's what junior year is all about, which is operate private. Operate private. We cover extensively how to operate a business trust because you need to know. The second thing is strategy. Strategy is really just practice. You know, I've been doing business trusts for about 7 years now. Here's operate private junior year. I've been doing business trusts 7 years now. So the only advantage that I have over you, besides my knowledge, is I just had practice. I heard people's different situations. So I have that. So junior year operate private, I teach you the foundational knowledge about how to operate private with business trusts and PMAs. But I also give you on-the-job training, clinicals, as I would call it from nursing school, so then you can get the practical experience, so then you have the knowledge and background I do. But there's a third thing. And you know, my father told me this growing up. And he told me, he's just like, you know, Paul Michael, you could be really smart. You can know how to operate and do what you do really well. But without connections, you're not going to make it very far. Right? Without connections. That's why a lot of you are consultants, right? That's why consultants are so popular. Consultants are people that have the knowledge, the practice, and oftentimes the connections to industries that other people don't have. But you need connections. You need an international bankers connect. You need to go ahead and surround yourself with like-minded individuals who are passionate about the sovereign movement and are willing to get on the international banking stage and operate in commerce with your unlimited credit. And that's the goal of Creditor Academy. That's why I set up the Academy, is to get you your foundational learning as it relates to that. So anyways, if you're not a Masterclass member and you want to join as a Masterclass member, now is the time to do it. Go to www.creditoracademy.com and you go to Masterclass memberships. It's $69 a month. And we're also offering a special right now, but it's everything you need to go private. You could do it on a month-to-month, or you can commit to growth and you can pick one of 3 limited time offers. This limited time offer only has 11 days, 9 hours, 37 minutes, and 1 second remaining for each one of those. So you can read what these exclusive offers are by going to our website. But let me tell you, if you're going to commit to Masterclass, commit to us long term. Don't be coming in to Masterclass and be like, oh, well, I'm just going to treat you, Paul Michael, like every other guru that I did, and I'm going to be here for a month. I'm going to look at your content, and then I'm going to go bounce out. No, commit to the program. We have Sovereignty 101. It's the full basics of everything that you need to know. It's the foundational learning behind Creditor Academy. Then we're also including with Sovereignty 101 the introduction series of Become Private, the introduction series of Operate Private, and the introduction series of Unlimited Credit, so you can learn what it means to go into that. So we just started that this last week. And on top of that, we're offering free attorney services. Attorney, this is someone with their master's degree who graduated with their law degree, who is going to help you set up your private corporation, private LLC, whatever it is, and to get you hooked up with the private merchant processing. So not only can you accept payments internationally and be on the international stage with a private entity, but now you have a banker's connection. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, dude, I hook things up. I hook it up to the absolute max. You know, oftentimes I think to myself, I think back. And when I think back to when I first started this movement, I think to myself, what in today what I would think was a good deal? What do I think a good deal would be? And honestly, all I do is I keep on thinking, what is an offer I would have jumped on if I would have first started in this journey to sovereignty? And if someone would have told me that I get my complete foundational learning for $69 a month, plus I get all my foundational learning for become private, how to operate private, and how to access my unlimited credit, dude, I would have been there all day, especially when you have modules and lesson plans that are designed by instructional designers, which is the next thing that I want to bring you up to you guys, is how seriously I take education more than teaching. So this is Javed. So this is what we do. Is Javed, my business partner, who is in India. I have an Indian company. We go to different universities in Roorkee. We go to Delhi and other areas. And we go into an auditorium filled with students. These are a graduating class of software engineers with their master's degrees, and also people who are graduating with their degrees in instructional design. Instructional design is the profession by which that they know the study of learning and educating to students, okay? So we give presentation pieces. Javed goes over there, gives the presentation piece. Look at that. Look at that big one. We get auditoriums. We go every single week to a different university in an auditorium, and we promote our American company. We want the best of the best. This is the professor of that university graduating class and all of the students. And what we do is we interview them. So we bring them into this room, and there's them with their little, they're like with their resumes, with their, you know, say, hey, I got this. I'm the valedictorian. I'm the red tie. I'm the yellow tie. There is a difference between a red tie and a yellow tie, by the way. And they come in for their interview, and we test them on their technical skills. And sometimes there's only 3 left. Sometimes the red ties don't make it. But yeah, so we interview them, and we bring them a part of the academy who makes it. And that's how we got 50 full-time staff. And then afterwards, we go ahead and present them with a certificate, which is to work for our American company. We say, congratulations, you made it. We love to work with you and bring you aboard. And then we do presentations on the board. And look at this, board as a student, land as a sovereign. I'm telling you, that is us. Here's the homepage of our website for that. We really promote our American company because we really value the education that we are providing you. So yeah, there you go. We do that. And then we have a huge body of students that listen to us. This is a different university. And this is us, you know, just saying, hey, you're welcome aboard. People happen. There you go. There's Javed, you know, speaking it up. So we do this every single week. We do this every single week. Our team is growing constantly. I'm almost at 60. I don't say 60 until we're at 60. We're going to probably surpass 60 by this week. But my goal is to get up to 100 of the best minds that are all invested in one mission, which is your education. in this private movement. I want to have you guys succeed. That's my number one mission, no doubt about it. And success to me comes in two versions. Number one, the first version is you have the knowledge and applicacy to go ahead and apply what you learned. Okay. I don't want you to just read a bunch of books, take a bunch of modules, take a bunch of lesson plans, listen to our content, look at our cinematic videos, be a part of our groups of other like-minded individuals, go to our questions and answers classes, and have a bunch of reference material and templates to go ahead and get you through our academy. I want you to actually apply it. I want you to actually apply it. That's what the private merchant processing is. You have a banker, a private international banker, that is confirming to you that your private paperwork that is provided to you by Creditor Academy meets the standard to international banking. I mean, I gotta say, man, that's pretty, if that's not validation, I don't know what is, right? And he wants to sit at the table with you and be like, yo, you're approved, you're in it, you're in the private, now you're on the international state. What's the banker gonna do with somebody that knows how to access their unlimited credit? You think he's just gonna let you go walking down there? Oh, have a nice day, American. Have a good one. I don't want to do business with you. Like, what does it even make sense, man? That's why he wanted to do business with me, because he's got access to you. That's it. It's mutually beneficial, because you're going to spend your credits. You're going to spend your credits. Every graduate of Creditor Academy graduates with 200K. That's the minimum that you need to graduate Creditor Academy. You need to demonstrate that you can become private, operate privately, and show that you got 200K, because then that means that you followed through in what we taught you. Okay. Now, a lot of you, though, you might be hearing this. You might say, Paul Michael, that's really great. I love your program. It sounds organized. I love the professionalism at it. But honestly, as great as all that sounds, I just need remedy now. I am just looking online on YouTube. I'm going to different groups and organizations because I can't even think to that level, because I'm trying to figure out how to put food on the table for my family. How many of you have been in that situation? I've been in that situation in college. Ramen noodles. The secret sauce I would use for my ramen noodles or my rice or anything like that was ketchup mixed with water, just to make the ketchup go a little bit further. So I was like, what the? Absolutely. So I feel that situation. So that's why I want to start with remedy. I don't want to talk to you about anything else. If you're not squared away, why even become a member? Why take our courses unless we get you remedy first, right? Go to the homepage of www.creditoracademy.com and go to I Want Remedy Now. This is our #1 service. A lot of people don't even care. I don't even know if people care about my courses. They honestly just come and just say, I just want remedy now, Paul Michael. That's what I want. You come in here, you can read all about it, and you can read what it's all about. You're not broken. The system is. You are not your score. You are not some profile in a database. The system is flawed, not you. Creditor Academy equips you with lawful, not legal, lawful tools to dispute, correct, and discharge the mess they made. No shame, no fear, just remedy, process, and power back in your hands. Let's start with remedy. If you're just like not ready to go all out, then let's just help you with where you're at right now. Let's start there and worry about everything else later when you're in a better place. And it's going to make you feel more comfortable. Let's make you feel more comfortable. We've done over 2 million. And actually, we had someone inside of Sovereignty 101. A lot of you are in the live right now that saw that, who we discharged 14,000 for them. And so they just confirmed that was discharged today. And it only took like 45 days. I think 45, 50 days, something like that. But anyways, but yeah, I mean, it's just, we use a tried and true method. Like, we have nothing to hide here. We have really nothing to hide. And we give you a course that teaches you and a consultation, so it's personalized, because we believe in the saying, each one teach one. If we teach you how to discharge for yourself for the rest of your life, we are hopeful that you'll do the same for your community, because it's really not that difficult. It's really not that hard. It's like falling off a log. Easy, really easy. And the reason why it's so easy is because of the hierarchy. The hierarchy is God over we the people over the state over the federal government, and the federal government over the artificial entities. They treat you and you operate like an artificial entity, and that's why they have control over you. That's why the federal government has control over you. But if you assert your position backed under God, we the people, the living man, and all these other entities, the state, federal government, and artificial, are now subordinates to you. Now you have the full control. Now you can use lawful remedy because they have to obey you. They have to obey you. And that's how we get results. We don't use some secret sauce like, oh, you got to use this particular template in this particular way. We give you the reasoning behind how we're able to do it, the secret sauce, no water added, and you're able to do it on your own. I like to say that as soon as you get I want remedy now, you should be self-sufficient after that. I've had very few people come back for second sessions or need anything further than that. Like, you guys pretty much get it the first time. And then I love the stories when people come and they said, hey, I got this. And then I did it for my mother and my brother. I did it for my neighbor or anything like that. And I love those stories because it's what we need to do for our community. It's what bringing back the republic is all about. So I'm excited about that. So we're invested in a lot of different things. Now, the topic of conversation today is, how do we get remedy and how do we make free people who do not live in the United States? Maybe you live in the UK, Ireland, Australia, or Canada or the like. At Creditor Academy, we deal with that all the time, especially naturalized citizens of the United States as well. And it's very simple. It really is. America is not only the land of opportunity, but it's the beacon on the hill when it comes to the whole. If you notice, like, what's happening in the political atmosphere, a lot of people follow and bow to America when we make certain commercial or business decisions, So America allows two things for internationals. Number one, the one you're already familiar with, you can become naturalized in the United States. You can do that. I would love to see you. I would love it if you became naturalized, because then we can hang out in Seattle. I would take you to my favorite restaurants. We would have such a good time. You can see my blonde hair for real. Yeah, and plenty of coffee galore on that one. But the second thing, in case you don't want to be naturalized in the United States, we make it entirely possible for you to operate in commerce and get the advantages of our commercial banking system without even being a resident. How do we do that, Paul Michael? How? What are you talking about? Give me an example. Our example is our business trusts. Our business trusts are not just for Americans. There's anybody The business trusts are allowed for anybody who wants to operate in America. My Indians are doing it. I mean, I swear, they come to work for me and then they figure out what we're doing and they'll kind of look in the classes and they'll hear me talk and they're like, wait a minute, you're telling me I can get $200K off a business trust in America and then transfer that $200K in India? Paul Michael, if I had $200K in India, let me tell you, I'm the richest guy in my city. You know, so I'm not trying to keep it on the DL, but but yeah, they end up learning that, and then they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this and stick here for a while. So that's funny. And then I'm like, no, you need to do your job and you need to get to work. But it is true. It is absolutely true. You can your business can be established in America, and you can get the advantages of the American market, the credit bureaus that we have, and all of that. So when you allot yourself this opportunity, there's a lot more freedom. There's a lot more freedom. So I'm excited on the many things that we are talking about here. Ryan Garrido is with us. Ryan, thank you for joining us, man. What do you think about what we're talking about? He's like, let me get my coffee. Let me get on camera.
Sitting here listening to you, and the second I go away to actually get some carbonated water, sparkling water, and immediately you call my name. So I run back in. What's going on, brother? How are you today?
What up, man? We're talking about the internationals today. I mean, you see them in the morning meetings all the time, all the internationals we have on our team. We got them from India. We got them from my gosh, Philippines, excuse me. And then we'll go to a couple other areas. I mean, I prefer those. But we're talking about internationals in general and how they can take advantage of the American market. So what do you think about that?
Well, anyone from anywhere can take advantage of the American market. So it doesn't matter where you're from. You know, you could be from India, you could be from Philippines, you could be from Nigeria, you could be from Netherlands, you could be from UK, you could be from Taiwan. I mean, it really is no problem to get into the American market. It's really as simple as just setting up a company, building business credit, and that's it. Very, very simple and straightforward. So
don't make it too complicated. Don't make it too complicated.
Although things that are simple doesn't mean it's easy.
Right.
Sometimes you hear something, oh, to ride a bike, you just put both your pedals on both wheels and you just go like this, and then you're riding a bike. Exactly. Okay, it's simple.
Exactly. Right? And that's why I have you here is I don't want to overpromise. I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. I want to give people realistic expectations in the international market on what they're going to be facing, what they're going to be going through, so they don't think it's all butterflies and rainbows. So I need you to be that voice of reason, on what it takes to get these people, because we have a lot of people, as you know, inside classes now that are in the international. What do you tell them about the possibilities and the realities of this?
Well, there's a few ways to go about it. So the best way to explain that is just to give a high-level overview of the entire process, right? That is very clear on what is possible, what's not possible, what it feels like to actually go through the step-by-steps. And simply put, I'll start with some of the best news. So not only can a foreigner, any foreigner, meaning anywhere in the world, doesn't matter where you are, they can set up a company in America. That's the first step. Now, there is case law. I know in the movement, we all love case law. There was a case law in 42. There was a Mexican radio station. It might be 32 or 42. There was a Mexican radio station that did 95% of their business in America. And they were a Mexican owner, and they had their company registered in the U.S. Their business address at that time was a hotel room, if we could only do that nowadays. Now, I can't remember the actual court case. I have to pull it up. I have a link I can send you, Paul Michael, after referenced. And this particular court case, the the IRS attempted to force this company to pay taxes in America. So they took them to court and they argued and said, we are not an American-based company, although 95% of our revenue, pretty much all of it, is based in America. And they won. They beat the IRS. So that has become the precedent for foreign-owned LLCs, foreign-owned entities. So any individual, any person from any country who opens a business in America, specifically an LLC, it is considered a transparent entity, meaning there is no tax filing required for that entity.
Wow.
So the first major benefit is anyone can open a business in America from any country in the world. You can run your business through America with merchant processing, establish business credit, and there is no requirement whatsoever to even have a filing. In fact, because an LLC, a limited liability corporation, is a pass-through entity, you cannot do a tax return because you don't have a social security number to make that filing on. There is no actual way to make a tax return. So if anyone watching has incorrectly done that and filed a tax return, if anyone has, you can get that money refunded. Just a little side note there. So that's the first thing. There's a lot of information. So that's the first major benefit. If you have a business, you're in a foreign country, you open your business in America, you're immediately at a 0% tax rate, as long as you don't live in America. That's the key distinction. They found the source of the originator of the revenue is from where the individual is who runs the business, no matter if all of the revenue came from American customers. Number one. So that's the first thing, is no tax liability. Pretty straightforward and pretty incredible. And I bet many people don't know that. Very, very important point. Number two, once you establish that business entity, you start running. You can start running sales through it if you have a company. If you don't, you can use it simply to establish business credit. This requires a professional business address as well as other important details for running a company in the States. You may be pre-revenue, so you don't actually have to have any sort of business idea, so to speak, or sales even. And you can establish that business entity. That entity will establish what we call a thick business credit profile, meaning you're going to have what we call trade lines reporting to that business. Once you have that established, then you have to take a few other secret steps. I'll leave those secret. So you have to get some special numbers and perhaps visit America to visit the bank. And once you do those steps, then you're able to establish business credit. And with that business credit, you can access, a merchant processing if you want to actually run a business. But if you don't, you can simply access credit with that business entity. That process takes, in general, for an American, 60 to 90 days. For someone abroad, you have to add about another 30 to 60 days usually for that secret number. So in order to get that secret number, usually takes a little bit longer because they need a registration number in order to get credit. They have a number to build credit on. It's a little bit longer for people abroad.
Wow. And thank you for sharing that, Ryan. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of good information, but not to challenge you on what you're saying, but just to bring legitimacy. I mean, what do you know about living abroad and building credits in this system?
I know absolutely nothing. No, I'm kidding. Well, I've only been living abroad for the last 6 years. No,
what?
8 years. Only the last 8 years.
Abroad, man? Where are you at? I thought you were down the street. No, you look
right now. Well, I'm in South Korea currently, and I've been I don't know. I was talking to somebody earlier. I've been, I think, about 20 countries, maybe 20 to 30 countries in the last 6 to 8 years.
Wow.
So talking about business credit, not only we always talk about, getting access to capital and liquidity and making it no interest, but what about free travel, free hotel stays, free reward points? I travel for free, 5-star hotels, first class travel, get the layback seats, they bring out the mimosa when you get on the plane, the whole 9 yards, right? So that's the benefit. There's so many benefits when it comes to business and personal credit. So you can actually utilize both of them even as a foreigner. So you don't have to just use business credit. You can also use personal credit as a foreign individual as well.
Yeah. And this is why I love having you on, man. You give not only the American perspective, because what state were you born in? Virginia?
Good old, I was born in New York, but I grew up in Virginia.
Ah, got you. Okay. So you're born in America, but you have the international experience that we're trying to really instill on the international audience today. And you live it. You live it. You get to take, part in still the American economy, and it benefits you internationally. So, I mean, hats off not only to you, but also a testament to what others can do.
Oh, yeah. Anyone can do it. In fact, I recommend it. I mean, even for Americans, you travel abroad.
Sure.
This is not a little bit off topic, but you have the foreign earned income exclusion. So there's a tax write-off for Americans who travel overseas, as long as they stay in America for less than 180 days a year. No, maybe less now. There's a certain number, 83 days. There's a certain number, just under 90. Yeah, 83 days, I think, is the limit. Then you get $120,000 off your net income.
Wow.
Tax deduction. It's called the foreign earned income exclusion. So little, plus the housing deduction. So it ends up being about $140,000 a year. So that's net income. That's off your income, not your. It's not like a deduction for business expenses. It's off your total net profit. So
that's the secret sauce they learn in your class, isn't that right?
One of many. I mean, we got ketchup, like you're talking about, for ramen. Yeah. We got the cacio mayo for the people from the South America. Or the Dutch people got ketchup mayonnaise. We got sriracha for the people.
Yeah, I was just about to say the spicy ketchup.
We got everything, man. We got all sorts of flavors. Pick your poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, so also, how can people get access to you on the regular? How could people see like Ryan every single week?
Well, the best way is to get. There's a few different ways. The best way is to get in the trade lines class by far. So we meet every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. And that's where I teach everyone one-on-one in our group settings how to access 100 to 250K in 0% APR business credit in 60 to 90 days if you are an American, add about 30 to 60 days more if you are a foreigner or from abroad. Also, let me add in a little interesting, so we're talking about international people. Yeah. Another little side note, which a lot of people might be interested in, is guess what? You can get into America and live here with this process too. So if you're interested to become an American, if you want to get permanent residency, specifically an E2 visa, and you want to live in America, guess what? You can leverage your business and your business credit to access that completely. So 100% possible and can be done, although it takes about 6 months to a year. Absolutely a direct path to permanent residency and perhaps citizenship over time. Wow.
No gold card needed, huh?
No $5 million.
No $5 million. That's the silver card.
That's the price point for the Trump card. I think it's $5 million.
Yeah, it is $5 million. Yeah, I heard that too. A lot of money to come to the country and all.
A lot of money.
Yes, a lot of money. You're gonna get huge amount of investments in America.
Oh, your Trump isn't that bad. You got a good Trump, man. It's not that bad.
I know. I've seen it's only been on the news for like 12 years.
Yeah. The last 3 months have been crazy. Anyway, I don't want to get off of that. Yeah.
I know.
But anyway, the point is that anyone can become an American. There's nothing better than that. No matter where you're from. I mean, I don't know, Paul, you probably agree. I could tell you that I personally, like I said, I've been to so many countries. I've been all over the world, every continent, not Africa, but every other continent I've been to, and nothing compares to America, not even close. Every other country pales in comparison and wishes they were American, in my opinion. So I recommend that everyone in their family and their neighbors and their children and their grandparents and any relative becomes an American as soon as possible.
The viewpoints of Ryan Garrido are his own and not a representation of Creditor.
I'll take that. In my own, that's absolutely true. I'm definitely pro-American. Where's my hoodie? I got my American hoodie somewhere.
Yeah, it's not American.
I got a big old. I got like two of them, man. A big old American flag on them.
Oh,
I got Eagle, another one.
I got two.
I bleed red, white, and blue, brother.
Oh man, I believe it. I believe it. And with that said, I want to thank you all, whether you're whether you're domestic or abroad. We accept all stripes of your nation's flag here at Creditor Academy, and we would be so excited to have you join us in our movement and also contribute to the greater thing that we're trying to do here. And I'm very excited about the journey that's going. Adele, let's go for you for questions. You are abroad yourself.
Yeah. Ryan, I need to get into that trade lines course ASAP. So a couple of things. First of all, is the SPC class open yet? Because it still says locked on my platform.
Sure. Yep. It will be ready by tomorrow because my editing is taking longer. But yes,
that's okay. I just wondered, was it something on my side? Second thing, like I'm already setting a business up anyway. As you know, I'm in the coaching space, and I have heard so many horror stories of people having their PayPal and their Stripe basically stolen by them, or ring fenced for months, and they can't access their funds. So I'm really interested in that private, whatever you call it,
private merchant processing. I'm not only doing
so
it,
at the minute, like I'm setting up my YouTube channel, I'm setting up my offers, I'm setting up my Kajabi here. So I don't want to use Stripe. This is perfect. So how do I get that?
You go to great question. You'll go to the homepage of Creditor Academy, and we're doing a thing specifically for members. Anybody can go to the Creditor Academy website and go to the very bottom and click on private merchant processing, and then hit apply now and fill out the application. The special offer that I'm making to members only is I'm getting my attorney involved. So if you want people to look over your documentation and what the banker has as a requirement, my attorney will put together your CRM agreement, your COAs, your chargeback agreement, your fulfillment agreement, your customer service agreement, and your articles of organization, and assist with the SS4 letter and whatnot. So that's kind of the special offer I'm doing there. But this is a very simple form, and we want freedom for all. So anybody that can apply. But if you want to become a member and take advantage of this limited time offer, where I'm offering my attorney to assist you with your business, I'm extending that to everybody. I'm excited too. I'm very, very excited for that. Awesome. And then Adele, what country are you in? Go ahead and just tell people.
I'm in Northern Ireland, which is actually part of the United Kingdom. I have a British passport.
Oh, nice.
So, and I don't have an Irish passport. I have a British passport. My other question was, I was talking to somebody else, another Brit that's in here, about how do I get a unincorporated, so my next question is to get that that private processing. I don't have an entity, so can your person help me get the unincorporated entity, or do I have to? Because I was saying this to Ryan, right? Like my focus at the minute is to get the credits. Okay, I want to skip the business course. I want to go straight into the trade lines because I need remedy. I need credit. I need access to cash. That is my problem. And then afterwards, I will circle back and do my estate planning and protect the assets and all that beautiful stuff that the trust can do.
Absolutely. So that's what we're doing right now for the members. It's the articles of organization. That's the private business trust, or your declaration of trust document.
Okay.
So, because I hear this all the time about Ryan. That's why, Ryan, I just got to get people in the door so then they can take your class. But if I'm going to be passing out my coveted declaration of trust document, which is, in my opinion, the best document ever, because I custom made it myself, then you got to be serious about applying for the merchant processing platform, which coincides with an actual entity that you can use in Ryan's class. So it's really it's the biggest win-win, because now everything coincides with what Ryan and what he's going to need. Plus we do the SS4 form as well, because he needs, I think, Ryan, you need not only the entity, but also the EIN. Is that correct?
Yeah, the EIN, actually the only thing required is the EIN. So, you know, actually, let me ask you something, Paul Michael, just on the fly. We haven't discussed this previously.
Yeah, definitely.
So if an individual, because you could set up a public LLC very simply, right? And then they don't have to have your trust document. And then later you could open up a business trust which owns that public LLC.
You could do that.
Yeah, I was
here to do the declaration of trust document, because you just notarize that bad boy, and now you don't have the state involvement whatsoever. So that's why I'm making now a new path, and I make adjustments and whatever. So now all you got to do is just tell your class, hey, if you want Paul Michael to hook you up with the business trust and the declaration of trust document, all you got to do is just be a member and fill out the private merchant processing platform and follow through with it. And Paul Michael's attorney will put it together, give you the instructions, and help you get the EIN number, and you're off to the races. Yeah.
Got it. Very good. Wow, that's a huge, I don't know if you guys picked up what he was putting down, but that is a massive promotion. So that is, I mean, what's the price point on that? Typically 6,000. Free. I mean, but used to be, not free today. It's free for members.
Yeah, no, it's thousands of dollars that I have for the business trust course, because you have the declaration of trust document, which is a powerful document that's unique only to Creditor Academy. However, if you want to know how to utilize business trusts and operate with them, you'll still have to take our business credit course. But I'm here to get you guys to the finish line. I want you guys to have access to your credit with Ryan's course. I want you guys to have access to our private merchant platform. And I want you to be able to get bankers connections and whatnot. So I'm offering it to members only, but commit. This will wait for a limited time. Definitely for a limited time. This will go
huge. I just wanted to shout it out, because people sometimes they don't know the value of things. You say, hey, I'm going to throw this in, and I just want to make it clear that's a massive value. So I mean,
an attorney alone is a huge, huge thing. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. Malik is going to be in for a rude awakening tomorrow. He's going to be like, wait a minute, when did you decide this? I'm like, yeah, you're busy.
Welcome to a real work day.
Yes.
No more hanging out eating gulab jamun. What's that Indian dessert? There's an Indian dessert called gulab jamun.
Yes, I know
that one. Just fried goat with honey.
Yes.
Anyway.
No, it's a good one. Yeah, if you're not working 12 hours at Creditor Academy, are you even really working?
Yep, not even working, man. I'm telling you.
I love it. Anyway. I love it. Well, with all that is said and more, I'm going to be discussing this more inside of Masterclasses. Ryan, you can go ahead and promote it as well. I think this will be an exciting thing for announcement. For everybody on YouTube, thank you for joining us today. If you would like to be a part of this live session and be a part of the many people that are in our live group right now, you can do so by going to creditoracademy.com right now. I see a large amount of people who are viewing us on Creditor Academy live right now. So you go to our homepage of our website, and all you got to do, which is www.creditoracademy.com. Go to live class, and today is Tuesday. You click on the join live session on Tuesday, and you'll be live here with me and Ryan right now, and you can ask us whatever questions that you want. I'll be excited to meet you shortly. Until next time, everybody, both domestic and abroad, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Ryan, that was a good one.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that one, man. Oh, I love that one. That was